Okay, Broncos Country, here we are. Yet another game day. Whew, it's been rough as of late, but you know what? I continue to be our optimist, okay? And I'm going to keep on doing that. We're going up against the Jets today, starting Brett Rippon, and Brett Rippon is the only career win he's got is against the Jets, so he can repeat, right? Let's do this. Let's make those Jets crash and burn. Here we go, Broncos Country. Let's ride.
Javonte Williams takes the handoff. And Williams, nice second effort, still going. Javonte Williams carrying defenders. Second and 4. Jamar Jefferson in the game for the first time today. And a diving interception made at the 12-yard line. Justin Simmons with a spectacular pick. First down. Oh, that pick is made. On his way back is Bradley Chubb to the end zone. First and 10 in the backfield. And going inside. Oh, he got it. What a catch. Touchdown, Denver.
Broncos Country, let's ride.
What is up, Broncos Country? How you doing, NRW Crew? And welcome to the Get Bucked Game Day Show. Woo, you guys! You know I'm a little bit antsy. I'm a little bit pumped up. I just spilled a beer over here because I was kind of moving a little too fast for my own comfort. Hey, that's on me. But guys, it's game day. Let's get down to it. Welcome to the Get Bucked Game Day Show. I am your host, Johnny Baki. Right now, I'm by myself. I'm kind of hoping one of my cohorts will join me soon, but if they don't, it's fine. It's going to be me and you guys, and we're going to talk Broncos. We're going to talk Jets. We're going to talk this matchup and what we expect and what we hope for. Obviously, we hope for the W, right? Here we go. Please, guys, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, share, comment. Guys, give us that sub on YouTube. It would really help us out. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live and you don't miss any of our awesome content. We're putting out quite a bit of content. We've got the original Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. That it currently is on Thursdays, 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't miss our post-game show after the game today and after every other game, the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. Again, that is right after every single game, every single week. Do not miss it. And then also, my buddy Isaiah is putting out the Orange and Blue breakdown several times a week where he breaks down all 22 film from the Broncos' previous game. Lots of good content, lots of good stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, share, get it out there. Let's build the family, guys. Also, please do not forget, in the bio below is the link to our merch store, guys. Get on in there, get on in there, get you some swag. We'd greatly appreciate it. Check some of this out. This is the Nothing Rhymes shop. We've got 3 different designs in black or white, depending on what you want. We've got shirts, cups, mugs, anything you want. It's good swag. It's good quality. It's fun stuff. Rep us. We will appreciate it. I promise you, you are not going to regret it, guys. Get you some swag in the Nothing Rhymes shop. Looks like my cousin Dreamweaver has officially joined us.
Speaking of swag,
oh, look at this guy. Yeah, swaggy, swag. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
All right. Hey, guys. Looks like I'm going to be all by my lonesome today as I initially thought. So, hey, I'm glad to see you.
Let her rip.
Yeah, let her rip. Yeah. Don't you start, because if you start, all of Broncos Twitter starts, and I don't want that. Yeah. We have the comment, or the comment stream is absolutely blown up so far. It looks like it's pretty much all our boys that guy, Shadow Jacker, and Dave Full Glass Glassman. What's up, guys? It's good to see you in the chat. That guy says, if the Broncos lose horribly today, will Hackett be safe moving forward? I don't think so.
Oh, hell no.
No.
I love it. No, he absolutely won't. I think
as he should.
I think the leash has been extended as long as it can be at this point, and I don't think he's getting much more grace at this point.
You know what? He may turn into Tom Hanks because he'll be sitting at that terminal in London without a flight back. It's gonna happen. I have a feeling that the next 2 weeks we got back-to-back games here, and then we take a breath. These 2 games are gonna be life or death for some people. Not life or death, but like you're either on the roster or not on the roster. You either have a job or you don't have a job. There will be players gone. There will be coaches gone. There will be shakeups. It's
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
yep.
I mean, we'll see. Our buddy Dave Glassman already talking bets. He says, I hope I lose my bet today. Jets on the money line and under 39.5. Woo! All right. I mean, I hope you lose your bet too, buddy.
Yeah. As we all do. As
true orange and blue Broncos fans all hope you lose your bet today. Don't want you to because I don't want you to lose your money, but I want you to because I don't want the Jets to win this thing. The Broncos have got to win this. We need a win, baby. Like it's not even that it's a win that's absolutely necessary to. I mean, it is kind of, but it's not a must win if you really think of the grand scheme of must wins. But we need to turn this around. The only way we can do that is to gain some momentum going the other direction.
And real quick on the highs and lows here, I have a weird 2 cents to look at. I'm just looking up odds. I am flat. So I hadn't seen the difference of what has happened from Wilson to Rippon, and Vegas, I don't think is that educated because they've given more points to the Jets. They've lowered the over-under I've seen. So they think it's going to be a lower scoring game than all the other low scoring games we've had thus far. So I don't think they know what they're talking about. It can't be worse. Like, there's no way it could be worse.
Please don't put that evil on us, Dave. You better knock on some wood right now. I mean, you better start knocking on some wood.
You're a monster.
Okay, like, all right. So it looks like Dave says that losing his bet would be a small price to pay for the W. Agreed. I mean,
yeah.
Agreed. I can't disagree with that. I wish I had money to drop on this one, but I don't. I'm still broke as a joke. That's okay. That's okay.
You know what? After the I guess the accumulation I got, I've referenced this as far as my betting, my Stanley Cup fund, in which I won with the Stanley Cup Finals. That is dry. It's gone. The Broncos have killed my heart with all these unders and all these, wacko performances. So
okay.
It's bad news bears. We got to get back up.
Yeah, absolutely, we do.
I don't know.
All right, so. One thing we've heard this week, we've heard a little bit about the Broncos shopping several of our key players for a possible trade bait. So what have you heard, Jay, and what are you feeling about it? Because I've heard Chubb, Judy, and Hamler.
I was very surprised to hear Hamler. Hamler was a name that I wasn't expecting to hear, at least from the injury side of things. I didn't think we would get any value. We would get the value that we would be looking for as he was a second-round draft pick. I have heard Jerry Jeudy's going to Green Bay. It's just a matter of when and how much. I mean, I have seen that so many different places, and it could be one source, leeching onto another, which leads onto another and another, so it may not be anything, but I have widespread seen that and heard that. That's kind of concerning to me. But Brandon Johnson getting called up from practice squad. That's, I think, an interesting development when we're talking about what positional group could see a trade happening soon here. So that's crazy to me. Alberto, I mean, I think we all, another healthy scratch today. He's not going to be on the team. He might even be cut. which is crazy to sound, but I mean, do you see Alberto as going to the practice squad, or
No.
just continuing to be a healthy scratch?
I don't see any reason.
Yeah.
For him to go to the practice squad. I don't see. I mean, help me out here. Like, what hope has he given us?
None. Absolutely none.
None.
He's
None
given
whatsoever.
the coaching.
I mean, guys, in the comments, please let me know if you disagree with me. Has Alberto given us any real reason to believe that he's that he's, you know, still a valuable member of this team? Because I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't see it at all.
I agree. And you know what? Dave Glassman makes a great point here. And I guess you could say that about Alberto, but I think it hits home with these other names we're talking about, specifically Chubb. There's been a lot of talk of that we'll flip Chubb, and that'll be the true indicator of us being sellers at the deadline. But I don't know. That's why I think this game tells a lot. Because if we can beat this team and we get back to some positive momentum, we need Chubb. Like, we need him from a performance standpoint to this year. But so we shouldn't just trade him for pennies on the dollar. He's a very valuable asset.
No, he is a very valuable asset and a former first round draft pick. Therefore, he's going to garner some decent picks.
He should. We should get at least what we got out of Vaughn from Chubb, if that's the case. Both players were on the contract year.
I don't know if you're going to get as much just because Vaughn is more prolific, more proven.
It was a second and like a sixth or something like that for Vaughn.
Something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look back at what it was, but
it was a second.
there was definitely a second there. You may still not get what you got for Vaughn only because he is a former Super Bowl champion and has been a legend in the league for as long as he has.
True.
But you're gonna get something out of him. You know, you're gonna get a premium round pick out of him.
Yeah.
So, you know, in one of the first 3 rounds, at least the second, in my opinion.
What do you think about Hamler? What's your opinion on that? I have mixed feelings on
that. You know, I love KJ Hamler, but again, another one that we've seen flashes and not enough to really make me want to go to bat saying, absolutely not. You will not take my KJ.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not anywhere near that with him. You know, he's a great player and I want to see him blossom into what we hoped he'd be when we drafted him in the second round.
Yep.
But we haven't seen it yet. Between injury and then what is going on in Denver right now, all we've been able to see out of him are flashes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, we drafted the guy above Justin Jefferson, and woof, has he not lived up to that hype yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've talked about it again. Unless you throw it in an exact 5 square inches, the bread box right in his chest, he doesn't catch it. So, you know, again, no reason has he given me to go to bat for him saying, nope, you don't trade away my Jerry Jeudy. You better keep him on my team. No, I'm not feeling it yet. I want to very badly. Chubb, on the other hand, dude, I don't want to lose Bradley Chubb. I don't want to lose Bradley Chubb. I don't want to lose Cortland Sutton. I don't want to lose Justin Simmons. You know, those 3 for sure. I think I'd have to go. Also, I don't want to lose Garrett Bowles when he does come back, and I don't want to lose. Draymond Jones. Those are the big ones. Those are the big ones on this team right now that I do not want to lose. Period.
Another popular rumor I heard was the interest from the Rams in Melvin Gordon and potentially a Cam Akers for Melvin Gordon switch.
Let him go. Let it happen. I'm not. Look, after all the drama this week around the Melvin Gordon benching, the pouting on the sidelines. Look, Latavius Murray came out. He didn't play. He wasn't a golden boy by any means. But he's shown he can run.
Yeah.
He shows he has better ball security, at least from what we've seen. 1 game worth of film to watch on him. He has better ball security in the orange and blue than Melvin Gordon's had all season.
Yeah.
Didn't cough the ball up a single time. Didn't cough the ball up a single time, and he got us positive yardage.
Yeah.
And in fact, if they had let him, oh God, I don't want to go into that again. If they had let him keep getting positive yardage, we would have won that game. I honestly believe that. I've gone back and watched y'all 22 several times this week. if they had just given him the ball on 3rd and 1 in overtime. After he had already run 2 plays before for 9 yards, he would have gotten us a first down. That would have gotten us 3 more downs to play. And hey, we were only 16 yards from field goal range. And the next score would have won. So seriously, if they just let him run 1 yard.
Which this is a good bridge here, Johnny. This is a great bridge of what today means. What today solidifies, I think, as a play calling, as a coaching, as a how does our offense operate today? Is it the Russell Wilson imprint, or is it Hackett taking every single opportunity to make his imprint on the offense today?
I'm almost wondering if Hackett's been paid to sabotage his own offense at this point. Look, I have had all the faith in the world in Big Nate. Since the day we brought him here, I was pumped.
Yep.
I liked the idea of Dan Quinn, but at the same time, I saw Nathaniel Hackett. I saw the videos. I saw that intro to him where, he was in his house with his family and he flew to Denver for the first time, his introductory press conference. God, that guy pumped me up.
Yeah.
But good Lord, what happened? I mean, for gosh sakes, it's like he intentionally sabotages every chance we have to win a game.
It's bad.
All it takes, I hate to use this because it's a Vic Fangioism, but it's death by inches. The margin of error in the NFL is paper thin. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You could be playing against the 32nd ranked team in the NFL. The margin of error is still paper thin. All it takes is one bad decision. And I'm not just talking bad. I'm talking stupid. One stupid decision to derail the entire momentum of a game and send us on, and give us another L. And that is what we've seen from him. We haven't lost these games by wide margins. We haven't lost these games by blowouts. We haven't, but at the same time, we've lost them all.
But isn't the difference, though, that in the very beginning, we can totally understand that these mistakes happen. We can totally understand that these details erode and, the death by inches mentality.
At the beginning.
But we're at a point now in the season
where we're not at the beginning anymore.
Repeat feats. We're starting to repeat those mistakes. We're not learning our lesson the first time. And that's a coaching thing. At the end of the day, if you're not going to adjust to what you are, sucking it up at, then the definition of insanity. That's what we've already talked about.
And I hate saying it because everybody else is sick of hearing it. And I get that. But that's all it is. It's repeating, thinking that your method is eventually going to work. But the problem is they have already figured out how to beat it. Obviously, they've already figured it out. So why do you think that doing it again is going to change it? They know how to beat it.
Well, and here we are. Is that a Hackett issue or is that a Russell issue? And we're about to find out.
I'm personally leaning towards Hackett. I believe Russ is still struggling to get any traction in this scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm saying he won't, because I still believe he will. I just don't think he's there yet. But that's, again, I believe it's Hackett. I believe Hackett's the problem.
I would agree.
I believe he's trying too hard to make himself. Okay, this sounds bad because, again, I never really got the feeling that he's a very selfish guy, that he's a very narcissistic kind of guy.
Pressure.
But I think there's a lot of pressure on him. I mean, he's Paul Hackett's son. He's come from from Green Bay, where he was touted, for his abilities and was under Matt LaFleur, and he's coming from that Shanahan coaching tree, which has a lot of pressure because Shanahan coaches tend to be considered some of the greats.
Sure.
And I think I agree with you. It's the pressure. I think he wants so badly to make that name so that people see him and go, yeah, it's that guy, that he's making bad decisions as a result.
But Dave Glassman has a perfect correlation to what that is, though, is that it's not even just Hackett. It's the Hackett decisions that he made as far as bringing in the certain personnel that he did, not having a Don Capers on the offensive side to have some sort of senior veteran leadership to look over the offense and say, That's not working. Let's move on. And we've yet to see any sort of, check and balance. Hence why we keep talking about the same mistakes over and over again situationally.
Exactly. But then again, he hired Jerry Rosberg to be his advisor. And where we see, the only place that we have seen an improvement since Jerry Rosberg was brought on board is the game management as far as clock management goes.
Yeah. And we definitely have.
We have, but and I love this point made by Dave because okay, I agree with you, Dave, that the O-line is the biggest problem on our team right now, obviously, just because our poor quarterback is running for his life every play. And that's on the offensive line. That's not on him. And that can even be on Hackett. But it is on Hackett in that if something's not working, adjust, start swapping your players around on the offensive line. If Dalton Reisner keeps shedding blocks because Lloyd Cushenberry can't stop getting pushed backwards, move Graham Glasgow to center. I don't care how tall he is. Move put Netani Muti in over Dalton Reisner. See what we can get out of that.
Well, and to answer that guy's question there, what's our first overall pick for us as far as next year? And we're looking into the crystal ball. It has to be a center. If we don't have every scout on the road at every single center prospecting college game, they're doing it wrong, because we're going to have something different going forward on the center position. We've talked about that, but Cush ain't the guy, unfortunately.
No, Cush is going to be selling insurance next year. All right. Like, I don't think any team's going to want him.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos are going to cut him. And then all these teams are going to look at his film and be like, oh, God, this guy's I like this word used by that guy. Atrocious.
Yeah.
They're going to look at film of Lloyd Cushenberry and be like, yeah, I remember him at LSU. Yeah. I liked what I saw from him at
National
LSU.
Championship.
But in the NFL, he's atrocious.
Yep.
And I don't want
drafted by pedigree.
He's going to get cut, and he's going to end up selling shirts on the beach, or selling insurance, or working at Lowe's. Not that there's anything wrong with working at Lowe's. They hire veterans every single day. Love it. But my point is, he's not going to be a football player much longer if he continues to play the way he is. But I'm just saying, like, okay, insanity. This offensive line is there's obviously a major issue on this offensive line. Why have we not seen some movement? Okay, Cush gets pushed back. Okay, I get it. Graham Glasgow is 6'6", who's standing in front of a very short quarterback, or on averagely short quarterback. Okay, I get it, but he had his best season in the NFL at center and in Detroit. Put Graham Glasgow in at center. Okay, Quinn Miners is back. He's got our left guard. He's got our left flank. Okay, and then we can slide. Go ahead. We've been hearing about it for years, right? Netani Muti is one of the strongest men that any of these guys have ever seen. Put him in at left guard. Let's see what happens. Something different, man.
Yeah, something different.
What we've been seeing is obviously not working. This offensive line is still hot garbage.
Yep, it is.
So again, Hackett, that's on you. I'm not saying that the offensive line's play is on you, but not switching up the offensive line after they've been hot garbage, that is on you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If you're not correcting it, you're allowing it. That's kind of how a lot of leaders have to be. It's a black and white thing. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. There's all those different types of sayings of
if you're not with me, you're against me, things like that.
Correct.
Granted, I don't like absolutes. I don't like living in a world of absolutes. But at the same
you'll become
time,
a Sith Lord.
Yes. I thank you for making that reference, Jay. I knew we were family, but man,
never dealing absolutes.
It's things like that. Which, by the way, if you really think about it, is a cliche, because that in and of itself is an absolute.
That's true. Hey, that's true.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes is an absolute. So you just use that as an absolute, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Therefore, you're a Sith Lord.
Put the razor shaver down with your tongue.
Right. Hey, there he is. There he is. He's in the house.
Wait.
We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. And we'll never, never, ever, ever, ever leave each other. We're the best three friends that anybody can have. I mean, the three best
Get back in
that
here.
anybody can have. That's right, the three best friends that anybody can have.
Why are you doing that? Quit dropping out.
Stop rejecting our love.
Don't be that guy. Except for that, we love that guy. Where are you going?
Is this musical Windows?
I don't. Yeah, well, I was throwing Isaiah in because he is the true host of this show.
He is. Well, Isaiah
like
does his hair in the green room.
It looks like he's fixing something, so we'll just go ahead and swap back over for a minute. But
that's okay.
My point is, look, that guy says right tackle is, in his opinion, the worst spot right now. But Billy Turner actually looked really good last week.
I'm actually on the very positive side of Billy Turner right now because I have been the most negative Billy Turner person up until the last probably 2
We're waiting on Isaiah to go ahead and jump in and take over his take his rightful place as king of this show. Holy
guacamole.
We now need a vomit sound in the soundboard. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Andy Schrantz in the house. He says we lose today, then fire Hackett. Isaiah,
That's
you
what
ready?
I'm saying.
Are you ready to come in?
Hackett's gonna star in the next Southwest Airlines commercial. Wanna get away?
Well, we're waiting on you, buddy. All right, so just West Side Pookie is in the house, says that guy. That's amazing. West Side Pookie. I love it.
That's pretty great.
That is pretty great. So, look, this offensive line has been atrocious. Sure. Right tackle this last week, I feel like we kind of found a bit more of an answer.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty hopeful on that side.
Throwing. I mean, and now, and of course, it was kind of interesting seeing then Calvin Anderson get benched and Cam Fleming take over at left.
There's something going on in that room because Calvin Anderson has been
he's been with this team forever
and a workhorse. Like he's been a staple. So for him to fall out of the graces of this coaching staff, I think that's more of an indication of the coaching staff than him. Because something's not right. There's definitely some waves happening in that room right now.
There's something.
People are frustrated.
I did say it when we brought Cam Fleming onto this team that he was a natural swing tackle. That was what he does.
Yeah.
All right. The real host, the king is here.
Can you guys hear me?
Check 1, check 2.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, brother.
We got you.
Yeah, I barely made it I barely got the show created and ready. I got home from church and had and I had to get the kids laid down for an nap and barely had 15 minutes to create the thumbnail, create the bio, and get us going.
Oh, you went back to church today, huh? That's good.
We did. First day back at church in a very, very long time.
Very nice.
And it felt good. It felt real good to get back to church. But and it's all thanks to this new job opening all these new doors for me. And I'm really thankful right now for this job, you guys. Like this is
good. So
it's crazy.
We sat Russell today.
Yeah, we actually hadn't even gotten to that yet, so it was a perfect caveat. We've been talking offensive line.
Oh yeah,
Hackett.
We can talk about that. Billy Turner was fantastic.
Will somebody get the kid a Happy Meal?
He was watching his get off is so fast. It looks like he false starts.
But he doesn't.
No, he's really good. Quinn Miners, I think he was questionable.
No, he's in. He's active for today.
The right side is
he's
good.
in.
I'm done with Lloyd Cushenberry.
We've already talked about it.
Done with Lloyd Cushenberry.
Before you got here, I literally said by the end of this season, Lloyd Cushenberry is either going to end up working at Lowe's, selling insurance, or selling T-shirts on the beach.
I was going to say, we've berated the hell out of the offensive line so far today. I kind of feel bad for them, but I don't at all because they all deserve it.
Well, they're good because they're protecting our guy who now came from Seattle and was promised a better offensive line, and he had his first injury in his entire career, first missed games in his entire career in Seattle. And now he's coming to Denver. It's supposed to be better, and now he's missing a game. I think it's either hamstring or shoulder, one of the two, that he's getting smacked up on and getting injured. That's one of the reasons.
It's the hammy. It's the hamstring is
Yeah.
the reason he's missing the game today. They don't want to aggravate. I think he's actually going to go get the same injection in his hamstring that he had in his shoulder.
Yeah, I can't blame him 100%.
And let me tell you, there's been a lot of people that have said that he's going to be out for London as well.
It's possible.
There's zero potential he's sitting out for London, and I'll tell you why. The Russell Wilson brand would not allow that to happen.
No, I don't think it would. I mean, in fact, when they announced that the Broncos would be playing a game in London, he flew to London, and
he's the ambassador.
He really is. In fact, I think he did a mall signing for English Broncos fans that lasted for like 12 hours and was like the mall was literally packed to the hilt just to get an autograph.
He'll drag one leg onto the field for that game.
Yes, he will. Which, of course, will suck for us because if he's really messed up.
Yep.
Shadow. No, is that Shadow? I can't remember.
That's Shadow, but we now call him Dat Guy. That's his new Nothing Rhymes name.
I don't see Rippon playing better than Russ against the Jets defense. That's a good point. A couple years ago, Rippon did beat the Jets.
It's his only career start win.
This Jets defense is better.
Mm-hmm.
They are better. I'm not.
Ours is too.
I'm not worried about our defense. Is Josie Jewell playing today?
No, but Alex Singleton has really stepped up in a big way in his action. So I'm not terribly concerned about that.
DJ Jones,
as much as I love my honey bear.
DJ Jones playing because I know he was questionable. He's the only one was ever questionable. I guess the only one, Josie Jewell and Russell Wilson are. That's Johnny.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. I gotta fix this camera. Hold on.
Russell Wilson and Josie Jewell are both out. I believe those are the only ones that are out. Do you have the injury report, Jay?
Correct.
So I mean that's not bad. Our defense is great. If we can get a healthy run defense, because we're stopping teams from scoring points. If we get a healthy run offense, Rippon can manage the ball and get it down there, we can win it out.
We're gonna be under center more in this game than we have all season, guarantee. And if again, this is the thing. What I've been saying is, if we don't see him under center more than any time this year, that's a Hackett problem. That is a game scheme. That is a play calling. So I'm excited to see like what breaks first.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I haven't been looking, since last week. I'm excited to see a kind of because what's going to happen is I know Hackett's going to condense the playbook.
He better. He has to.
What happened in preseason was the playbook was condensed, but our offense was moving the ball very, very well.
Yeah, but can I say something real quick on that? I don't know if that's true. Brett Rippon is a coach, will be a coach. He's a heady guy. That's why he's on the roster. Yeah. It's not because of his athletic
ability. Why we never let him go.
Yes. He knows the playbook and probably has a better grasp of the playbook than Russell. So this what I'm saying is like, we're going to see a whole different version of an offense today. I'm really excited to see like what it truly is. Like, what does Hackett want to do? Handcuffs off.
We're gonna see the preseason offense where we move the ball well. We're gonna score the ball because what's gonna happen is he's gonna go back to the foundations of the offense, not because Rippon doesn't know it, but because Rippon doesn't have the athleticism and the arm that Russell Wilson does.
That's true.
He's able to run more plays out of the playbook because Russell Wilson has more in his repertoire. But when you go back to the preseason with John Shawson and Brett Rippon battling it out, we were putting up points. We were moving the ball very well. And I think we're going to see that again. And I think we're going to have a lot. I would assume we have a lot better offense because Russ isn't there. And I think it's kind of a Von Miller situation where they just fell on Russ. They just threw all the body weight. It's like, oh, thank God Russ is here. Here, take all of it. And I'm not saying they were derelict in their duty or they were neglectful, but I think what happened is I think they depended on Russ way too much. I'm going to run the route that I'm supposed to route, and then I'm going to run the route I'm supposed to run, and Russ is going to get it to me. If Russ scrambles, because from the last game, they weren't really moving around. They weren't doing the scramble drill when Russ was moving. We A couple people spoke about it in the comments. I mentioned it. They were just like, oh, okay, whatever. If he throws me the ball, go get it. Now it's, okay, I don't rely on Russ's athleticism and his ability to make a play after the play breaks down.
Yeah.
Has to stay in the pocket, hand the ball off. We have to do our blocking assignments. Rypien may not check out of the play like Russ will. He may not see the things that Russ sees on defense. So whatever play is called, we have to execute to the T. And
that's the point.
Offense,
that's great.
That's going to
Challenge accepted.
Yes, and I think that's going to revitalize our offense to say, hey, back to complete training.
Okay, fine. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you know how Broncos country is. You know how this fan base gets, okay? Brett Rypien gets in there and lets her rip and cooks a little bit. And they're gonna and all Broncos country is gonna be screaming for the cut of Russell Wilson, for the firing of
Kyle
Sloter. Right? So do you think it revitalizes the offense to a point where that when Russ returns, they're ready to roll with Russ?
Yes, in a sense of, I think if Rypien lets it rip, Broncos country, because they're stupid, are going to call for stupid stuff. But the only thing it's going to do is say, hey, if Russ goes down, we're comfortable enough with our defense and with Brett Rypien to have the offense. That's the only thing that's going to see. That's the only thing we're going to see. That's the only thing that's going to show. But I think with stripping everything out and going back down to the bare minimum, the bare basics, because it's hard to go back to the basics when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback behind you. It's hard to call plays out of a playbook as Nathaniel Hackett when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback receiving them. You get a little antsy.
Get a little
ants in your pants.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, hey, just throw this play in there. Let's see how this works out. But when
the thing was, I was saying it to Jay right before you jumped on, because he was asking me. He asked me, like, is the problem Russ? Is the problem Hackett? And I told him, excuse me, I think that the problem is Hackett, and I don't think that he's not a good coach. I think that he's buying into the pressure that's being put on him so much, as Paul Hackett's son, as the guy who's bounced around the league and been under all of these big names, as the guy who just came out of the Matt LaFleur system, as a guy off the Shanahan tree who just wants the world to see him and see how that he's relevant, and he's trying too hard to make it happen. And it's like that whole, what is it when you like have a puppy? You've ever heard that old adage, like you get a puppy and you love it so much, you hold it so much, you squeeze it so much that you kill it?
Yep. Yeah, because the cuteness portion of the brain activates the same aggressive portion of the brain.
That's what I'm saying. So like I feel like he's like, yes, I know what I'm doing, but he can't figure out how to roll it back to its purest form. He's trying too hard.
Well, his purest form with Russell Wilson and his purest form with Brett Rypien are two very purest forms.
Sure.
Last couple of weeks,
they're completely different from one another, but that's not the point.
Well, what I'm saying,
I'm talking about the play calling. I'm talking about his play calling.
70-30 Hackett is because I'm going to give 30 Russell, because Russell Wilson has been missing a lot of reads. I'm going to put that on a Hall of Fame quarterback who's been in for 11 years. You got to do better than that. You're missing a lot of reads. I'll give 70. I'll do 60-40. Missing the reads for Russ is 30. 10 is not telling the coach to screw off. I'm going to do a run play this play
right,
instead of a pass play. And the 60 is Hackett, because when he's supposed to run the ball, he throws it. When he's supposed to throw the ball, he runs it.
How about 5% for leading the NFL in drops?
That's not coaching.
And can we talk about maybe another 5% for penalties, or at least 10, maybe 10%?
Yeah, the penalties for sure.
Second and 30 sucks.
That's on the players. That's either
discipline. That's pure lack of discipline.
If it hits the hand, that's on the players. That's on the receivers.
All the above.
Yeah, we missed Tim Patrick, who had some of the top 5 surest hands.
He had the surest hands. He definitely had the surest hands on the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to hack it for calling the wrong plays in crunch time. It's always 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. We need it. I forgot who did we play where it was 4th and 1. We had to run the ball and we threw it and we lost the game. I think it was against the Colts, and then
It was again, and then he did it again with Latavius Murray in overtime.
The Chargers, we had 3rd and 1, and
Yeah,
then
we Jay and I beat that one beat that one to death before you got in here.
But also, I have to give it to it's a whole team failure because the offensive line isn't doing what they're supposed to. Lloyd Cushenberry is getting bullied. The guards have to help him, and on every 3rd down, they just send the whole house. They send the whole house. And then we get blown up, and Russell Wilson gets hurt. And now he's injured. It's just a total offensive team failure from the wide receivers, from drops, the whole team for penalties, Nathaniel Hackett for discipline and play calling, Russell Wilson for missing plays and not checking at a dumb plays. That's an entire offensive team failure.
You can even throw it at the running backs, at least up to the point of Latavius Murray for fumbling.
One other weird pressure that I guess I just thought of that is kind of really unique for Hackett is think of him as a coach that had his job when the richest owner in NFL history got a team.
Yeah.
And you're not their guy. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Penner seems like a great guy, but at the end of the day, he's got a business to run, baby. And
he
if
did
you're not
hire Hackett, he didn't hire George Payton. Like
they 100% trust Peyton, and I think they're going to get there and be like, hey, Peyton, you were the proxy for us until we got here. We trust Peyton. Unfortunately for Peyton, Nathaniel Hackett right now is his biggest L.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Is.
So far, he has been.
Right
so
now,
guys, we're about 40 minutes in. Do we want to talk about like the Broncos Jets matchup and the Jets inactives, Broncos inactives?
I'm gonna pull up the Pro Football Reference.
I've already got it up. I'm gonna go ahead and share it. I've already pulled it up.
I want the Pro Football Reference because
we gotta get some bets in as well. I gotta make some money
whatever. I've already got it up and right where you like it.
No.
Do I need to leave?
You do. You do, Jay, because I'm about to slap my lover in the face.
Right where I like it.
What's the keys to the game, Johnny? What are your keys to the game?
Keys to the game. Okay, I wore on Thursday night. Jay will test, or Friday night rather, because we had to do a Friday night show.
No.
I will. I wore my run the damn ball hat.
Oh my God, we have a worse record than the Jets. I can't even look at this damn.
Yeah,
screen.
we do. It's disgusting. But hang on.
Good alert.
All right, so keys to the game. The biggest thing about this game is it's 2 powerhouse defenses against 2 lackluster offenses.
That's why
the winner of this game will win on defense. Period. Like,
I'm so sick of
this. I think who's playing quarterback right now for the Jets?
Zach Wilson.
Thank you, Zach Wilson.
The Cougar Slayer.
He's been. I think he's like on his season average right now. Quarterback rating is like 62 point something.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lackluster offense. They're not doing great on offense. Their defense, on the other hand, is a top 10 defense.
Their top wide receiver just asked for a trade, just requested a trade. If that tells you anything about the vibes on that side of the ball for them.
But so keys to the game, our offense is going to have to step it up and stay on the field longer, because our defense, like I said, this game is going to be won on the defensive side of the ball. That's where it's going to be won. Our defense needs to not be absolutely exhausted.
You're right.
So that's one key that I throw to it. Jay, would you give us another?
I missed the kickoff.
Yeah, I know. We're getting ready here.
It's got to be offensive line versus defensive line in the trenches. I mean, they have a tremendous defensive line, as good a defensive line as us, and we have a great defensive line. So it is going to be one in the trenches. Whose offensive line can hold up the greatest? Our offensive line or theirs? I think that's what it comes down to.
Isaiah, what would you give as your key to the game?
Run game, hands down, no question about it. Barrett Rippon's at quarterback. We have to establish the run game this game and take that momentum going forward.
And who's your guy to do that? Who is your guy to do that?
That's gonna be Quinn Miners.
No, I'm talking about your running back. Who's gonna be the bell cow to make that happen?
Honestly, we still have a good running back. It could be anybody, so I'm not gonna pick a specific person.
I disagree. I think right now split balls between Melvin and Latavius Murray.
And also Damari.
It's a Murray weekend. Jamal just lit it up last night.
That's right, he did. All right.
I think Damari Mathis and Justin Simmons have a huge game. Justin Simmons comes back from his injury, and Damari Mathis established himself as a decent coverage guy. So we're going to go back and we're going to go quickly in a Pro Football Reference. Worst points scored in the NFL, obviously. But other than that, we're not bad. Offense is We're dropping, but we're not bad. We're tied with the Jets in rushing yards per game. But when it comes to points allowed per game, not happening. You just don't score on the Broncos defense. Takeaway differential, that still throws me off because we had an interception. It's 0, but we get a lot of turnovers, but they just don't go our way. So it's 0. Their takeaway differential is +1. The Broncos.
So we need. So what you're saying is we cause a lot of like potentials for turnovers, especially forced fumbles lately, but we just don't come up with them. We've got to come up with them today.
Yes. Passing yards per game, they're top 15, right below that. Our offenses are pretty similar. Rushing yards, so our offenses are pretty in the same ball field. What Johnny said, lackluster offenses. Defense is their defense is top 15.
Ours is top 5.
Game defensive rushing yards, they're both 12th.
Yeah,
we're 5th in defensive passing yards and 13th in defensive rushing yards, and 4th in points allowed per game. Our defense is elite.
Our defense is better than on paper, on the stat lines. Our defense is slightly better than theirs all around. However,
I think on this list, the only people aren't playing are Russell Wilson.
Well, hold on. I've got these up. I've got our inactives for today. Broncos inactives versus the Jets are Russell Wilson, Jalen Virgil, Caden Stearns, Isang Bassi, Josie Jewell, and as you said, Jay, Albert O is a healthy scratch again. Now, the Jets inactives versus the Broncos are backup quarterback Mike White, who, in my opinion, is way better, actually, than Zach Wilson has been. Tight end Jeremy Ruckert, safety Ashton Davis, a wide receiver Elijah Moore. That hurts them a little.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
Yep. Defensive end Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, that's the guy from Florida State.
Yes, he is. And then the cornerback, this one's going to hurt them a lot on their defense. Bryce Hall is out. No, Bryce Hall is out.
Oh, interesting, because people were saying, Sauce Gardner's having a really good year. They can't compare him to PS2, but it's going to be interesting. Sauce Gardner's probably going to be on Cortland Sutton.
He's damn good.
And PS2 is going to be on. Yeah, he is. Right. He's going to be on.
So, guys, we only have a few minutes left. Do we want to do our Mile High menu and want to bet?
Yes.
All right, so Mile High menu, boys. There it is. What's on the Mile High menu for today, boys?
That's lazy. Where's the transition from Mile High menu?
Do you have any idea how hectic my first week, my second week of work has been? I had a test that I had to pass or get fired.
Yeah, and you had a test here, and you failed this test as well. The test was, can you get a transition from Mile High menu?
I will mute you.
Boy, you know what's on the menu? Salt! A bunch of it!
So for me, I have neck bones. I started a new diet. Johnny, I was going to talk to you about it. The diet is the carnivore diet. So the carnivore diet is nothing but meat and eggs. No vegetables, no fruit, no carbs, none of that. Just meat. In the morning, I make eggs. I don't use oil or grease anymore. I use butter. I have to buy lard to replace grease.
Will somebody get the Happy Meal?
Only meat, so I have eggs and meat and stuff like that. Light seasoning, and then meat. That's it. I've lost 5 pounds in 1 week already.
Breakfast ended at 11.
Was it 10? No, it was 10:30.
All right.
So I'm on a new carnivore diet. So because of that, I've got neck bones in the pot. That's it. No sides, none of that. And I've already lost 5 pounds this week.
Nice, dude.
That guy says, "Where's the beef?"
That's great.
Isaiah probably doesn't even get that reference.
I know where it's from. I'm not.
Okay, well, hey, I'm just saying, like, I barely knew what that reference was. All right, so
what's on your menu?
My menu today: tacos. I'm doing tacos.
Some tacos. Oh yeah, tacos. South of the border.
Oh yeah, just some good old tacos. I mean, it's very simple. I went very simple today, but it's delicious, of course, because you can't go wrong with tacos.
Nope, can't go
wrong. I'm doing, some good old ground beef with some taco seasoning, and then on soft shells, because hard shells, who does that?
Yeah.
With some pico de gallo, some lettuce, some guac, some sour cream, and then a really
guacamole.
Ooh.
That's right. So tacos, and then naturally, I'm drinking the rest of my meal. And Jay. What will you be feasting upon?
Those tacos are a staple at the Weaver household. I'll tell you that much. But we are not having tacos today. And breaking news, I'm not having chili. So mark it down. If you had that on your bingo card, you're out.
Darn it.
But I am having some cold pizza from yesterday. Had the little one's birthday party, and I well over-ordered
Oh, that's
pizza.
right. Did you tell Pat that that cousin Johnny said happy birthday?
Yeah, I certainly did. He pigged out. He pigged out on some pizza, but we still have like three pies in the fridge. So I'm gonna be
at least warm it up. At least warm it up. Maybe drizzle some ranch over it with some and sprinkle it with some Parmesan.
Nah, just cold. Going cold. Just cold pizza.
How old is he?
3 years old.
Yeah, he's
3 years old.
Our boys, me and Jay each have. It's funny how we are with our children. Jay and I are born 1 year apart. We each have 3 boys. Emmett and Jackson are almost exactly the same age.
Yep.
And then Patrick and Samson are almost exactly the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And then Henry and Dawson are almost exactly the same age.
It's pretty spread out.
Yeah, guys, I'm pretty pissed that you're not eating chili today. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
You let the family.
I'm sorry. Sorry about it, but there's not always
Shadow,
another.
you get your butt out to Nashville. I'll make you a pot of chili that'll knock your socks off, brother. Okay?
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm wearing sandals then.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, guys, we are almost out of time. Isaiah, I know you want to be the one to click it, even though I'm the one that created it.
You are correct. Well, you're on punishment because you didn't do the Mile High menu. So
you know what? How about you learn how to video edit and then we'll talk.
Not part of the deal. Anyways, guys, we go to the last segment, which Jay is going to lead us. We are going to talk about the over, the under, and the spread. And it's you want to bet.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it.
Hey, talk to us. What is the over? What is the under? What is the spread this week for the Jets?
All right. So beginning of the week when Russell Wilson was going, it was a 1-point favor for the Broncos. When Brett Rippon was put back in as the starter, the line went to a minus 2.5 for the Jets. So it went back over to the Jets, and now they favored the Jets by 2.5 points. So the Broncos should absolutely cover that. There's no way. Only 3 points, a McManus kick. That's it. Yeah. And then over-under is 36.5, which is lower than Russell Wilson's line in the beginning of the week, as that was 38.5. So that dropped 2 points. So they think this is going to be a lower scoring game with Brett Rippon starting compared to Russell Wilson. I think all Broncos fans should probably think to themselves, that's actually going to be opposite. So
probably. All right. So guys.
What Johnny over under? What's the and
what was the over under, Jay?
The over under is 36.5.
Under. Broncos. You said 3-point spread. Broncos cover. And ever me the optimist. We're at home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick the Broncos to win.
Yep.
Broncos win, cover. Broncos cover and win, and the under. And my final score prediction, because both offenses are atrocious and the defenses will ultimately be what wins this game. I'm going very low scoring. I'm going to say 17, Broncos 17, Jets 14.
I'm going to go 21-17. Broncos. Over.
21-17 Broncos.
And they cover, obviously.
Yep, they cover, and that would be an under.
No, that's an over.
That's an over. Yep, that's an over. I have over as well. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game than people think. I'm going to go Denver to cover, but we're going to go a score of 28-20. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. The game is on. It's about to start because I would have pulled up on my phone. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends and family. We're going to grow the NRW crew. Don't forget the flagship podcast on Thursdays. Actually, disregard. Let me go back. Don't forget this evening at around 6:15 to 6:30 is the Buck Your Feelings post-game show with the host, Jay Weaver. I will be there as well. Johnny will be there. because he has
I'll be there. Oh, I'll be there.
We'll all be back here at the post-game show, 6:15, 6:30 Central Time. Don't forget the flagship podcast on Thursday at 76543. That is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Don't forget to check out the merch store.
Although I'm going to be talking with Jay about maybe possibly changing that day just a little bit.
Yeah. We're also always looking for updates about prices and different additions for the merch store, guys. Don't forget the podcast website possibly coming soon with the Nothing Rhymes. We'll call the Nothing
a lot on my plate, guys. I'm trying. I promise.
Nothing Rhymes newsletter. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna watch some Broncos. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. We're gonna go ahead and watch the game, and we'll see you guys here around 6:15, 6:30. Hopefully with a win, maybe a good win, get some momentum going into London. So Broncos Country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.